Hello, my name is Sandy Aubry. Wanted to share with you a little bit more about my experience with the Unveiling the Divine Feminine Within mentorship program that I followed. So it's fascinating, actually, to be perfectly honest, to see where I once was compared to where I am today. And a while back, I remember specifically Sylvie saying to me, she said, the best thing that you could ever do for yourself would be to participate in the Divine Feminine program. And I thought to myself, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go to the entrepreneur program. I want to be, one of the very successful entrepreneurs. I want to run a good business. I want to have goals, meet those objectives, surpass them. Everything that had to do with being what I defined as being a successful entrepreneur. And thus far, Sylvia has never led me astray. And so I said, well, you know what, if that's really what you feel is there for me, I'm going to trust your intuition. But there was something inside of me that thought, oh goodness, I was scared. I was so scared to actually be feminine and to not be in the seduction of what it means to be feminine. And so anyhow, we did a program, and it was really wonderful for me to be able to dissolve all of those walls, to dissolve all of the things that the mind had created for myself, the scenarios and the definition of what it meant to be a wife, a mom, a daughter. All of those different things they're gone, right? And it's very different, the experience that I'm living today. And so what I wanted to share with you, I've got a lot to share. I was the beautiful projects that came to life through these different programs and what's coming down the pipeline. And chances are there may be some of it that's interesting to you. So throughout the program, I launched a blog called Real Life, Real Women. The essence of it really was to honor women from all walks of life, everywhere, and to show just how real life can be for so many different women. And it doesn't fit into this one frame and the beautiful woman has to look like this. That's not at all what it was about. I really wanted to honor different women who are having different experiences and celebrate those women, celebrate all of us, all of you. And so that has been launched. And then during one of the first weekends, I started to write, and it was as if my hand was possessed, and I just kept writing and writing and writing, and inspiration just kept flowing through me. And so through me came to life a book called The House of the Universe. And this story is essentially about different characters realizing how they don't need to live with all of these different layers of protection that we've been taught to keep and to hold on to, and to make them define who we are. So these different characters go through, there's two of them that are younger, and they go to school and they assist different characters in the school. And one of those characters in particular has a life-altering experience. Whether he lives or not, I can't really say at this point. And then there's another couple, and you see how they're experiencing their life. And I don't want to say too much about it, but what I do want to say is that at one point, not that long ago actually, a few weeks ago, Sylvie said to me, she said, you could actually open up a group and share different chapters of the book. And I thought, okay. And I just kind of let it simmer. I wasn't too sure, and I was actually heartstorming with a girlfriend yesterday. And she had seen what the comment that Sylvie had told me, and she said, I said to her, I don't really know how I could apply that. And she's social media specialist, definitely worth checking out. She's probably gonna have a video up as well. Her name is Marie-Evlard. And so she said to me, she goes, it's amazing. She goes, you could create a group, and people could join the group, anyone who wants to, and you could share either chapters, get their opinion about those different chapters, share bits and pieces here and there, and see how people are reacting to the story. And this isn't your typical kind of fiction story. The book is high in vibrations, and as you're reading it, things will start popping. And a few people have read it, and some women have said, there were moments where I was crying, bawling, and I couldn't understand why. And other times I was laughing and feeling so much joy. And they just felt like every time they opened up the book, they entered this safe space where they could just explore what was present for them. So this is my invitation to you. I would love for you to join me and explore what's there with me. I don't know what we're going to do in this group. I will start doing things, but I would love to get your feedback and see what you'd love to know or what you want to see or your feedback about what you're reading. So this would be almost kind of like an experience that we could have together. I don't know of many authors who freely publish parts of their books and share and take in some of the feedback that's available. But if you're willing, I would love to have you join it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this group wall within the next minute. So it'll be available to you and you'll probably see the link further down. And I'd invite you to join this group with me and see what comes of it. So it will be on the blog, Real Life, Real Women, just to bring the two together because really, you know, they kind of do go together. And see if you like what's there, and I would love to hear from you. If I come back to the experience that I've had with this mentoring program, I can honestly say that it's been just so amazing to be able to connect with different women and to see them flower and to see them open up. It's just been such a wild ride, and to see other women in relationships with their husband, spouse, whatever, and see their relationship blossom into a connectedness that I would have never thought even. I didn't know that I didn't have it until I now have it and realized that that was missing. It was kind of like my husband and I competing one against the other to always try to prove that one was better than the other. And whereas now we're two equals, our hearts are wide open and we connect heart to heart and we can be honest with each other, but we're not, kind of fighting and not being nice to each other, which was the case in the beginning. So it's been just such a refreshing experience to be able to let go of all the judgments, all of the hamster in your head. My hamster was quite fit, and he could work me into such terrible corners and scenarios, and I was always anticipating and thinking and analyzing, and it was exhausting. Whereas now I am literally in my quality of presence. I show up to what's there, and I just enjoy. I enjoy what's present regardless. And sometimes, it's not fun. Some things happen. My grandmother passed away. She was 100 years old, and I'd known that she'd been sick, but she was my rock because 11 years ago almost, my mother passed away, and back then I would use that as an excuse, and it was part of my story, oh, poor me. Whereas now today, my reality has moved on from the reality of having my mom present in my life every day. Of course, I will always love her, and she'll always be a part of who I am, but I'm not spending so much time in the past wishing she was here, missing her. I'm just enjoying every moment that's there and knowing that if she was there, that's what she would want me to do. So it's really about taking life as it comes and seeing every experience for what it is. It's an experience. In neutrality, there's no good or bad. It just is what it is. And that's what really these different programs and mentoring programs that I've been a part of, that's what they've been all about. And so there's also another program right now. Sorry, it's not a program. It is a project, and it is called the Plenitude Effect Women of the World. So I invite you to join that as well. We have weekly Facebook Lives with Sylvie, and this project really is to bring together women across the world and to just share and be open about what it is that we're experiencing, and without judgment, and create this beautiful community of women exchanging everywhere. And it can be so refreshing to hear someone else say, oh my goodness, I thought I was alone. I thought I was the only one living that. Trust me, you're not. And it's fun to be able to reconnect or connect with different women who are experiencing something similar and share with them. And that's also what I hope to create, or that I'm welcoming within the blog as well, is to have this beautiful community of women across the world who are all experiencing different things, but at the end of the day, we're female. So I hope you have a great day, and hope to connect with you soon.